A few years ago, I was talking to one of my sons, and he probably was in his 30s by that time, and mid 30s maybe. And I was made a statement, and I said, you know what? I just don't know about your generation. I said, man, the language, how we're degrading women, the drugs and, the killing, so on and so forth. He said, man, I just don't know. And my son looked at me and he said, Dad, that's what disgusts me about your generation. You keep complaining about a generation that you actually created. He said, what did you think when you and mom was sitting on the sofa, snorting the cocaine, smoking the reefer, doing the drinking, having the arguing and the fights and the partying and all the crazy music and language y'all was using around us while me and my brother was sitting on the sofa playing in the floor, walking through the house. He said, when you set an environment like that for us, he said, what did you think was going to happen to us? He said, that's what disgusts me about your generation, because you have the nerve to complain about a generation that you actually created. And I said, wow. I say that to say, parents, don't underestimate the power of what you let get in your children's ears and what you let get in front of their eyes, because it is creating a mindset and a worldview on how they think the world is supposed to be. All right, love to hear your thoughts on that.
I'm feeling this. I'm your professor, I will test you in the worst way. Don't bring a scantron, pop quizzes all day. Cause of our chemistry, we do biology. Yeah, what's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber die trying, man. You see the thumbnail, generational amnesia. You said, let's talk about it, so let's talk about it. A lot of this stuff, when people lie, right? This generation is worse because of that, and this generation is worse because of that. The man, when he was talking about his son has really the point of all points. There's a difference between teaching a kid the right things to do and they choose to do the wrong things. And you can say, man, something wrong with this generation because we taught you better than that, but you chose to do this BS. You got influenced by your peers per se. Let's just say that, right? But a lot of you folks, now you're getting old, and now you're like God, and now you're trying to get into heaven. So now you're this generation, you don't understand. And I could speak on it in this way. I had adults doing cocaine in front of me as a kid, smoking weed in front of me as a kid, um, drinking in front of me as a kid, partying and whatnot. And they had to figure out as they grow, we need to chill that out. And then I got to think about, violence and all that other stuff, a lot of stuff, right? And for me, I took the negative stuff like I'm not doing none of that stuff. I didn't like how it made people act and look, so I didn't go down that path, right? But then we have people who have kids and they think all of that shit is cool. So now, I was born in '79, so I got a son now. I got her now, like I got a 17-year-old, and when I look at kids, kids to young adults in that age group, and how people are saying these kids are out of pocket, I remember what the parents were doing around these kids. And see, some of y'all were rebellious parents who had kids. So now, why do you think these kids got all these tattoos at 14, 15, and 16? Parents. Because you used to sneak out and get your ears pierced and oh, I'm going to come home with ears pierced. And your parents are like, I know you don't have a piercing here. Take that out. They'll take it out and it close up. That's what they'll do. When some of y'all get tattoos and y'all try to hide them, look at this and look at this. And now your kids got tattoos at a young age, and then you trying to, don't do this, don't do that. You're going to mess yourself up. And a lot of you parents worried about the next generation, but you taught them all that ignorant stuff. A lot of these kids drug addicts because y'all drug addicts. It's just they doing different drugs. Man, these kids on all these things and Xanaxes and pills and this, that, and the third. And y'all forget, all the time y'all was smoking weed and doing ecstasy, drinking, and partying in front of these kids at a young age. I don't know why these kids acting like that. You know, I was talking to a coworker of mine about, um, how her grandkids is up, 11, 12, 1, 2 in the morning, and she's trying to tell, her child to put them kids to sleep. And I was like, I understand. I had that same issue with my son's mother at the time. I just want to be up. Now the boy don't go to sleep. But I don't know what he's doing now. Uh, but I knew that bad habit persisted because he was not a morning person. Because he wants to stay up all night just to stay up all night, and then when he got to do stuff in the morning, he sucks at it. You know, because he got to wake up. So, and you have a lot of these kids nowadays who have that. I got to be on the phone. Why they got to be on the phone all the time? Because when you had them, you was on the phone ignoring them. So now they on the phone ignoring everybody else. That's why my phone. Don't leave my phone. You gonna give me my phone? It's my phone. It's my phone. I got a phone. Don't want to take my phone. It's like, oh, shut up. These kids don't want to learn nothing. You didn't want to learn nothing. You know, you didn't know anything. You wasn't trying to know anything. So now you got kids. You teaching your kids not to know anything. And now I don't know why these kids ain't smart. They don't have common sense. Cause you didn't instill any. You ain't got none. So how you expect them to have some? You know, something wrong with these kids. Okay. Some of you folks, these girls out here overly sexual. Well, remember what you was doing? I mean, you see these girls um, acting like Dollar General prostitutes. But hey, it's not like when Juvenile back that ass up, come on, you not 40, 45, 50, like, popping your AARP thought pocket. But I don't know why these kids acting like that. Yeah, yeah, I'm getting it, I'm getting it. Oh, my knee, girl. Oh, I think I tore my ACL, girl. I was trying to pop that thing and my leg went out. You know, you got a hot girl summer. I got hot girl menopause. Mother, you guys out here, I'm a gangster, I'm a gangster, I'm a gangster, I'm a killer. You know what I'm saying? I was in the streets, I was in the streets, I was in the streets. And now your sons want to be in the streets. You something wrong, these kids always trying to be on the streets. Oh, I did it so you didn't have to do it. So if you did it so you didn't have to do it, why you keep telling them everything you was doing? Making it sound like you made the all-star team of gangsters. This year's 1997 Gangsters of America. You know, hailing from the mean streets of. It's like, now I'm gonna be like that. I'm gonna be like my daddy. My daddy was robbing people and shooting people and selling drugs and just living wild and reckless. That's what I'm gonna do. It's like, whoa, slow down, slow down, slow down. And then some of y'all lying on it. I'm gonna talk about some of you suburban people now, because a lot of you suburban kids is just who became adults. Y'all just full of it. But that's gonna be on a different thing. But speaking to the older man who's talking about what we were doing, a lot of y'all have amnesia about the stuff that y'all was doing, and it's selective amnesia. You know, how many of you parents? I don't remember. I didn't do that. I don't remember that. See, you say the next generation is weak and soft and stupid and ain't got it together and they dumb and they play dumb. But then when people say, "Do you remember when you remember when you was smoking weed and cocaine and snorting cocaine and smoking cocaine around me?" Then y'all look just as stupid as the kids you talking about, because y'all turn it. I would never do that. I don't remember. I never did that such thing. What are you talking about? I never. What I was doing right. I've never. But no, not me. You remember when you were sleeping with people? You had multiple boyfriends. Oh, never. Oh, no. What? No, I did not. Oh, okay. Okay. That's what we doing? Remember when you was young and you was like, I ain't listening to nobody. And now your kids like, I ain't listening to nobody. Where did you learn that from? You. Remember when you was doing it and making all them crazy mistakes? I never did that. I never said I wasn't going to listen to nobody. I never did that. There's something wrong with your generation. There's something wrong with you that created certain generation and act like you don't know how it started. You know, it's sad to say this. It's people born in the 50s, 60s, 70s like myself who somehow they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. They just say, I just learned such and such. You were around that time. Was this going on? Huh? I don't remember that. Did that happen? That did happen. I thought you was in the area at the time. What were you doing? Cause see, a lot of y'all can't pass down history because y'all was just trifling kids who wasn't paying attention to nothing anyways, cause you was reckless. And now it's like, I don't know. Well, I could tell you the real, but I don't remember the real because I don't know what I was doing. Nothing. Stupid stuff. So yeah, the generation is gonna get worse. And by the way, this generation now that's out here acting ridiculous and they having kids and I'm gonna be with my kid. Y'all gonna be worse. I'm gonna tell you why you're gonna be worse. And this is gonna suck to say. A lot of y'all are degenerate, but your parents, and you're saying you're more involved in the past generations, and I get it. But the interesting thing is, y'all are quote unquote there more, but y'all passing worse behavior on there every day. So these kids are really gonna be effed up, and y'all behavior is gonna be documented all throughout social media and internet and YouTube history, and you're not gonna be able to say, I didn't do that. What? All y'all interesting, ignorant posts that people have downloaded and people like, yeah, and everything that went viral that you did around your kids is gonna pop back up. And them kids go, well, I'm acting crazy because of you. Look how you was acting. I didn't do that. Then you go run by their social media history. It's like, what you call that? It's their footprint, the internet footprint. And you see all the stuff that they were doing, it's gonna be like, oh my God, this is who parented me. Because I've been there. Because when your parent becomes a grandparent or you become an adult, your parent just somehow forgets all the things they did. I got a pretty good memory. So I remember I've gotten to it with my son. He was like, you did it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. You did such and such and that's what happened. And you didn't like the way I responded, but you shouldn't have did it. It's like, wait, what? I did what? Yeah, Playboy. I don't just do stuff out of the blue. But a lot of us, our minds is fried. So one way we trying to forget to look good, and the other way our minds is fried. You forgot you was doing that. You know, you forgot this what you did when you was drunk and when you was high, when you were being selfish, and your kid was watching and dealing with it. You forgot all that stuff, and now you're gonna have to deal with it. You know, yeah, we creating bad generations. And then we get mad at the people who creating good generations because we want them to fix the stuff that we're doing. That's bad. It's ridiculous. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you.